How's it going, YouTube? This is Eric with Dub Design. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I run a small 3D printing business from my basement home office. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been up to this past week in regards to running my business, a niche that I'm considering getting into, and then a couple of sales that I've had since my last video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So you may have noticed I've only uploaded one video in the last week instead of my kind of normal cadence that I've been doing. It's been about a video every couple days. And while I realize that I like making YouTube videos and it finally gets me back into video editing, which I did a lot of in school, I don't feel that I can kind of keep up with that cadence, of multiple videos a week. So I've decided to scale back slightly and just adjust my cadence to one video a week. But if I feel like, or if I have something that I want to say that I feel like is pretty important and necessitates an extra video, I'll go ahead and do that. But I want to set the expectation for my viewers that going forward, I will just be uploading weekly now. And I think that's going to help with being able to pack more information into each video, as well as avoiding running out of ideas or just eventually burning out, which I really don't want to do. So this past week, I've been using most of my time to kind of hone in and determine where I want to focus my shop in terms of the products that I'm offering and what I actually enjoy printing. So some background, back in 2019, when I got my first 3D printer in Ender 3, I did what I imagine most people do when they get their first printer. I went on to Thingiverse. I don't think Printables and MakerWorld were around, but I went to Thingiverse and I downloaded and printed just about anything that I thought was cool, right? Any models, miniatures, things around the house that were useful. And that was great for a while, but then once my Ender 3 kind of crapped the bed and I didn't feel like fixing it again and again and again, like anybody who's using Ender 3 knows that pain, I basically left the space for a while. I hadn't done 3D printing for years. Up until, a few months ago. So then one night after browsing YouTube videos, came across some YouTubers that had started their own 3D printing businesses, and getting into Etsy and creating a shop was something that I really wanted to do for a while. So, I didn't really know what was out there. I didn't know the kind of modern printers that were available. So I checked out what kind of hardware was out there, and I decided to pull the trigger on my Creality K1 Max. And then eventually I got the Bambu P1S combos that I'm running behind me in my office right now. I won't get into the whole controversy of the whole Bambu Lab security authentication issues in this video, but for now they've been solid machines for me and they've reignited that drive to make things. So what I did, and what I think a lot of people do when they start out doing something like this, like starting a 3D printing business, is that they find things that others have been selling successfully and they try to copy that. I filled my shop with a lot of those types of products. For me, that was just done out of not really understanding this space in a business sense. And I fell into that trap of, well, if they're creating them and they're selling them and making money and people are buying them, then I can too, and it's going to be easy. And that has not been the case. So those shops have been around longer. They have the reviews, they have the sales to back up what they're doing. They have that exposure already on marketplaces like Etsy. So starting out and trying to compete against them has been very slow and not very profitable. So what I want to do going forward, it's going to take some time, but I want to start focusing my shop towards more of what I really enjoy creating, and that more closely aligns with what I enjoy doing personally. I certainly don't have a passion for cookie cutters or coasters or keychains, but what I do love are board games, video games, computer equipment, technology, and things that I can print that are useful around the house, things that solve a problem and that other people might find useful as well. One of those products that I currently have for sale, I've mentioned it before in other videos, my oven knob locks. I'm super proud of those, and I have actually already made a sale of them, which I'm very happy for. I got those shipped out earlier this week, and I'm just waiting for some feedback and a review. But hopefully more people will see the value in something like that, and sales pick up on that product. And I really want to focus my shop more towards things like that. Other things like my dice tower that I have in my shop, I think is a really cool print. It takes a lot of filament and it takes a lot of time to print, but it's a lot of fun. When I bring it to board game nights with my friends, that's the only thing that we use as a dice tower, and it's a lot of fun. It just looks really cool, so I'm very happy with that, and I'm happy to offer it. I've also started dabbling in miniatures, which has been really cool. I recently got a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, and I printed out a mini for the board game Descent, Journeys in the Dark, that I'm currently playing a campaign with my friends. And when I had originally tried printing out that model on a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, the quality wasn't very good, just because you can't get that kind of detail that you can with the smaller nozzle, and the model had a lot of supports. I actually found a different model that is supportless. So I printed that out today. Super happy with it. I had to scale it down a little bit, so I lost a little bit of detail, but for not being a resin printer, I was very happy with it, and I'm excited to take that with me on our next board game night. I know that a resin printer is much better for printing minis and things that require a lot of detail in a smaller scale. But with the pending adoption, things like resin is not something I want to be dealing with and potentially be around a child at all. So I'll see what kind of things I can do with the smaller nozzle now. Having that in my arsenal will hopefully expand what I can print. And so all that is to say, I'm slowly working on finding or creating products that more align with gaming and household solution niches. And as I do that, I will slowly start transforming my Etsy shop with listings that are geared more towards those segments. So this last week has also seen a few sales come in on my Etsy shop, which is great. I completed the Stranger Things shock collar that Eleven wore in season 5. Got that printed out, shipped out to the customer, and just waiting for feedback on that. I was very happy with how it turned out. The quality was excellent. I used my 0.2 millimeter nozzle and I think a 0.16 layer height, so the details were pretty good on that. And I also got to work with transparent filament for the first time, which was pretty neat. It turned out really cool. I've also sold a couple Valentine's Day geared items in my shop, which I actually had to end up waiting for the filament to come in because I didn't have the color that they ordered in stock. I order all my filament on Amazon, but lately, and I think it's just because of the really crappy weather, a lot of my filament orders have been delayed recently, so I was kind of sweating a little bit getting that going. But you can see in the background I've got it printing currently, and I'll have that ready to go and into the mail tomorrow. So that's going to do it for this video. It was very short. Just wanted to give everyone a quick update on what's been going on. As always, thank you very much for checking in with me today. I really appreciate all the support that I've been receiving. If you have any questions or comments about what I talked about today, leave them down below. Or if you just have any questions in general about what I do, the 3D printing space, I love reading them and I respond when I can. If you like my content and you want to keep seeing more, hit that like button and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.